What's up, y'all? It's your guy, eBay Fight Predictions in the building. And this is your Vicente Luque versus Joaquin Buckley breakdown in Atlantic City in New Jersey, baby. I love this Coleman event. I love this fight. A Vicente Luque fight, as much as I might have my reservations about the guy, is can't miss TV unless you're watching his last fight. So hey, it is what it is. But most of the time, he always brings it. And it's going to be a great fight. And Buckley at 170 pounds has looked renewed, has looked like in probably the best form of his career, and has taken this opportunity to take the next step in his welterweight journey. Now, obviously, we were supposed to get Sean Brady versus Vicente Luque, which would have been awesome. I think Brady would have had his way with Luque, but hey, it is what it is. It didn't happen. But I love this fight with him and Buckley because it's going to be a barn burner. I don't think Vicente Luque is going to be able to do what he did to Rafael dos Anjos that he's tried to do to Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin Buckley showed us in his Albert Durai fight he has great takedown defense. And I just think this fight's going to be in the standing. Now, obviously, how these guys match up, it just, no matter what's going to be fireworks. Vicente Luque, technical kickboxer, Henry Hoof style, right? 1, 2, 3, leg kick, teep kick, body kick. That's usually what they throw, right? So, he's going to go in there with a more traditional kickboxing style. Now, Buckley, he is a brawler. He is a swinger. Now, obviously, he does a lot of cool, flashy stuff. Throws the kicks, throws the jump kicks. But primarily, what makes him really, really good is his power and the way he can change that space and truly get to his opponent and find the cage. But yeah, like I was saying, in this matchup, stylistically, what I love about this fight in particular is the fact that, I'm going to say it straight up, I think Joaquin Buckley can go out there and really knock out Vicente Luque. If there ever was a time to knock out Vicente Luque, it's now. He's already been knocked out before. He's talked about his brain issues. He's obviously, we all know what he said. And he looks the most vulnerable he's ever looked in his career, in my humble opinion. And I think a guy like Joaquin Buckley can go out there at the age 29, entering his prime, at the right weight class, can go out there and truly beat him. So that's what I really liked about the matchup. And that's who kind of I'm rocking with. Just to give you guys a little spoiler here, I am rocking with Joaquin Buckley and knock out Vicente Luque. Now, yeah. But let's talk about the tail of the tape. Obviously, Vicente Luque comes with a record of 22-9-1. Is fighting out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Age 32, a height of 5'11", and reaches 76. Joaquin Buckley comes with a record 17-6. Is fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri. Age 29, a height of 5'10", and reaches 76. So, not too big of a difference in height. Vicente Luque is obviously a little taller. Joaquin Buckley has the same reach as him. So I think those are things we can look at. Obviously, we know Vicente Luque, he's going to beat this guy in terms of experience. He's fought the higher level of competition. He has fought the guys like Michael Kies. But he's fought really good guys, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, like the Rafael dos Anjos, the Jeff Neals, the Bilal Muhammad's, and he's 1-1 with Bilal. The Chiesas, the Tyron Woodleys, the Randy Browns, the Nico Price, Wonderboy Stephen Thompson, Mike Perry, he's Brian Barberena, Jalen Turner, which is a very underrated win. He beat Nico Price twice, by the way. Leon Edwards, and obviously that win over Bilal Muhammad. So obviously he has fought the high level competition. He has fought the 5-round main events. He has fought in the number 1 contender bouts. Like, he has been there and he's done that. So obviously he's been in the top 5, and he's had his moments, but the problem with him is always going to be the same problem he's always going to have. He doesn't have great defense. He shells up. He has a first layer of defense, in my opinion. That's his high guard. And besides that, if you can get through their guard, he's kind of done. He doesn't really move his head besides if he's throwing a counter. His footwork it's not bad, but it's more athletic based than actual good footwork, where he's just kind of more bouncy and he's not actually using lateral movement correctly. Good leg kicks, I like that, but he doesn't really stop anybody with it. I would say he used it effectively against Randy Brown, which I give him a lot of credit for. That was a good performance by him. But at the same time, I just don't think we're even seeing the same Vicente Luque that fought the Randy Brown, that fought the Tyron Woodley, that fought the Michael Kiss. I think, obviously, having the issues he's had, and obviously we all know the little brain bleeding. He's never going to be the same guy. And obviously we saw in his last fight when he turned into the wrestler that he did against Rafael dos Anjos. I knew, and everyone else knew, it was a wrap for him. He was getting pieced up on the feet against dos Anjos. It happened. So I'm just sorry. Now Buckley, on the other hand, here's an issue with Buckley going into this matchup. He has fought really decent competition, but every time he's leveled up, he's had a jump up in competition, he always finds a way to lose, right? So let's look. He's fumbled the bag a few times, right? But, and let's kind of start off from backwards. I mean, his fight against Kevin Holland, he gets knocked out. He fight Impa Kasangane, he beats Jordan Wright, and then he gets smashed with Jachirko. He loses that fight. Then he beats Antonio Arroyo, Abdulrazak Al-Hassan by split decision. Alba deriving probably one of his best performances. And he did a really good job in that fight. Then he fights Nasser Namaev, gets beat there, loses to Chris Curtis, gets knocked out, right? And that was kind of the end of his middleweight journey. Then he fights Andre Fiallo, looked amazing. Another kill fight he beat. And then, obviously what he did to Alex Morono, probably one of his better performances there. I thought he really melted him. And Morono obviously is a guy that was 1 minute away from beating Santiago Ponzinibbio. He looked really good, was on a decent run of his own, and wins over Donald Cerrone. Morono was actually kind of decent when he went on that little run, but Buckley just melted him and used really good power. Now Buckley's looked good at welterweight, but can he really make that jump up and fight a decently high level guy, obviously in the top 10, and beat him? Can he really make that jump up and truly do it? That's the problem, because we've seen Buckley not be able to do that. We've seen him against Chris Curtis. We've seen him against Nasser Namaev fail. But this is welterweight, and now he has another chance to get back in those rankings. Well, not back in those rankings, to be ranked, and really cement himself as a legitimate welterweight in the division. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to take a chance here. I'm putting 3 units on Joaquin Buckley's money line. Also, another unit on the fight doesn't go the distance. Obviously, that's I'm going under. But and I think Buckley can go out there and knock Vicente Luque. I really, really do. He just needs one good opportunity to catch him, and I think he can do it. I think there's moments in people's careers where they truly break out. We saw Jeff Neal really truly do that against Vicente Luque. He broke out and he cemented himself as a legitimate top 10 guy. Like, no one, whatever you can say about Jeff Neal, you can never take away that performance he had against a prime Vicente Luque and ended his career. In my humble opinion, he ended what Vicente Luque truly was. And I think Joaquin Buckley is going to knock out the corpse of Vicente Luque at Atlantic City, and I think he'll do it in spectacular fashion in the second round. I truly think Buckley separates himself from Vicente Luque in there, and he uses his power to overwhelm Vicente Luque in the matchup. And I think there's no response that Vicente Luque can have. I know Luque can throw something back. I'm not saying Buckley isn't chinny. He's shown that he's chinny, but I truly believe deep down in my heart that this guy Joaquin Buckley can go out there, shock the world, do his thing, and finally cement himself as a ranked welterweight. And I got Joaquin Buckley by second round TKO. I can't wait for the fight. Should be a great fight. Should be a great scrap. Hey, anything could happen. Do I think Vicente Luque could go out there and beat this guy? Yeah, it could happen. But I think Buckley does it. And why the fuck not? Because Buckley's a bit of an idiot. He's a bit of a clown. But all I'm gonna say is, if Brian Barberena can go out there and almost beat Vicente Luque, why can't Joaquin Buckley? That's all I gotta say. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Love y'all, and goodbye. It's your boy eBay Fight Predictions in the building, and I'm out of here.
YouTube channel. I'm gonna go check that out. And hey, subscribe to eBay's Fight Prediction. Let's keep the eBay Fight Predictions Nation growing.